Hey guys, so the garden is pretty aggressively green right now. We have all the rows producing pretty well. We just had a really hard frost. We'll have another frost on Sunday, and so we are still reseeding at this point. There's no guarantee that we won't have more frost, so we just keep reseeding until we're at a point in the year that's probably around the first week of July. However, at that point we don't stop seeding things for later. Just because they won't be going into the garden for us to use in the summer doesn't mean that we don't need to have new plants coming out. June is when you want to seed things that you're going to be planting in July or August, because that is what you're going to be putting in your fall garden that will be feeding you in winter. I don't really need to start a huge number of trays right now, but I want to just kind of get started on it. We've done the mitt lighter system of beds that allows the water to kind of sit in a cupped system, so it really soaks in well. And with our soil, what happens is it soaks through the sides and then it encourages grass to grow. And that is because of voles. So you can see I do have weeds. I'm not concerned about the weeds. I'm just testing out the shape of the bed this year. And we're harvesting out of it whether there's weeds or not. The weeds are not preventing us from actually getting food out of the garden, so I don't care if it looks perfect. Fruit, but
over here too.
Well, that's good. I don't know how that's possible though, because the males aren't supposed to fruit. I'm really hoping that's what that is. Please don't let it just be more growth. I don't think it is. I am going to sow some fall crops, and they do need to have quite a bit of light. I can put them out in the greenhouse. The odds are that they will dry out very quickly. The other option is to use a grow light. This is the first time that I've used this grow light. I believe it's meant for growing marijuana. I've used a light like this before that was meant for orchids, and it grew amazing tomatoes. Everything that I put under that light was just thick and green and amazing. Nothing was leggy at all. Now the trick with fall gardening and winter gardening is that you get enough growth onto your plants, and then you just protect them from the cold, and they need to be plants that can withstand some frost. If you've seen the book 4-Season Harvest or 4-Season Garden by Elliot Coleman, that's what he does. You plant in the summer, you keep it alive through the fall, and then it doesn't grow in the winter, you just harvest it in the winter. This winter I will have at least 2 greenhouses to experiment with that. The pallet greenhouse plus my big tough greenhouse. I have new plastic for it all ready to go. Actually, for both of them I have it ready to go. A lot of my favorite garden seed companies were out of seeds, or they were so behind on orders that you didn't know when they were going to get them. So I actually ordered from some companies that I haven't ordered from before. The Swiss chard will be a fall harvest and possibly winter harvest food. The Chinese broccoli will be a fall harvest food. The kale will be a winter harvest food, and the celery will be a fall harvest food. The kohlrabi will be a fall harvest food. But I thought I'd kind of try to motivate you guys to get started on your fall and winter garden. You never just seed once. You are constantly seeding, whether you're seeding directly into the ground or seeding into seed trays to then go plant out at the right time in the right place. You never stop seeding. If you take a break from gardening in the fall and winter, it means that you have to start all over again in the spring, because we lose some of our, I think we lose some of our kind of intuition about how we're gardening and what our plants need. I think when we take a break, we just lose touch with the needs of our plants and how to harvest it and how to take care of it. So my review on the light at this point is that it's really quite small. It's very heavy duty. It is an intense light, and generally plants enjoy a very nice, strong, bright light. I don't know if the seeds on the periphery here are going to feel the kind of more of a lack of light, and if I'm going to need to move things back and forth a little bit. It is not an inexpensive light. It's $170 plus shipping. I would say having 3 lights would be really good. 1, 2, 3. And in the past, I've just used these little shop lights that you see under here with a warm white and a cool white, and then I just get them started and then I put them out in the greenhouse, and that works well for me. So for me to feel like this was worth like $500 for 1 row of grow lights, I feel like that's really pricey unless you have something that is very a very high-end product that needs a light like that. So if you were planting medicinal marijuana in your homestead as an income, maybe this would be really worth it. It's 100 to 240 volts. Output is maximum of 60 volts. It does have caution on it about do not touch while LED is working, so don't touch the light while it's working. Wear protective glasses while watching the working light. What? Might burn your eyes like the sun. That's what I'm worried about. But a regular LED light should not burn your eyes. There we go. So hanging this looks like it's going to be easier than hanging a shop light. Alright, and then these are meant to be used like this. Hook that there and then hang it. And it does have a nice little toggle thingy for making it shorter or longer, so that's nice. If it's an LED, there's no mercury or anything involved. And when you're setting it up, you don't have to worry about bulbs breaking and having your house be contaminated by mercury. So that I think would be fun if this works. Because it has the warning about the light, I am going to set up some kind of visual block behind the light so that it's not reflecting into the house, just in case they know what they're talking about. This is about a quarter of what we pulled out of maybe 6 plants. So we've already made some meals out of it, and we have this much left. This is Swiss chard that is from probably about a 7 or 8 foot strip of Swiss chard. We get this much every day because I sow it very thickly. I cut and come again, and it's been feeding us like this for a month. Oh, you probably can't see him. Paige is out there butchering right now. These are 2 rabbits that she butchered this morning. We have 1 more to butcher. Again, we are doing a 30-day butcher every day challenge. So there she is out there with her last bunny. And so butchering every day, Paige is getting good at it. I'm getting good at remembering to use things up. These are turnips. from the garden that we pulled yesterday, and we just kind of been eating them at leisure. They turned out really nice. These are the smallest ones. And then I have my fodder system here working. I already soaked this for 24 hours. The grains are soft. They're about to start sprouting. And I just do this every day, soak some grains. It's free grain that I just found out in storage that we can't eat because we can't eat grain. And so I'm soaking it. We're feeding it to the roosters. So I just don't have a lot of room in my freezer. I have enough room for maybe 6 roosters or 6 bunnies, but that is it. And this is the lovely little note left by one of our Japanese Airbnbers. And anyway, that's what we're doing this morning. I'm trying to get breakfast made for the girls. Kite is out riding her pony. See if I can show you.